rhetorical question, but joining us now, Mike Sommers, American Petroleum Institute president. Mike, welcome back, as always, my friend. Specifically, I want to just talk about this $60 price cap of Russian oil. And I honestly don't know what it means in detail. Does it affect our oil companies? Do they think they can actually get that $60 price? Or what about China and India? I mean, they're all talking about it. This was Yellen's plan. The European Union has now agreed to it. But, Mike, I don't understand it. Maybe you can help us.
Yeah, it's a pretty complicated scheme that they've developed here. But the fact of the matter is what they want to do is they want to put this price cap of $60 on Russian oil. I mean, the basic design, as we understand it so far, is that they put this $60 price cap in place. And the idea is they want Russian oil to flow because they're concerned about increased prices in the world market. But at the same time, they don't want Russia to benefit from getting those oil revenues. The real question here is how China and India are going to respond. Right. I mean, I applaud the administration for trying to keep profits out of the Russian economy during this time of war and their terrible invasion of Ukraine. But at the same time, we just don't know how other countries are going to respond to this. And if they're going to go along with this idea of a price cap on oil coming out of Russia.
Mike, is there any impact? I mean, they would love to set oil prices here. I mean, they'd like to close down, your whole industry, for that matter, and they're working hard at it, and that's a pathetic story. But just right now, does this $60 oil cap on Russia have any impact on our oil and gas companies?
Well, we just don't know what the answer to that is going to be right now. I think the bottom line here, though, Larry, as we all know, is that we really need to unleash American energy ingenuity here. We need to continue to produce here, both on federal lands and federal waters, and we need to make sure that these kinds of things that are happening overseas don't impact American consumers. And the best way to do that is to continue production here in the United States and get the regulatory burden off the back of American oil and gas.
You know, it's a last point. This White House spokesman person, John Kirby. So he's, we gave them 9,000 permits. No, they didn't. He doesn't know the difference between leases and permits. All right, you can give all the leases in the world, but if you don't give the permit, there can be no fracking, no drilling, no refining, no anything. What is it? Why is it so stupid?
I don't understand how many times we're going to have to correct this false fact that they're putting forward. The truth of the matter is that we're producing on more leases ever in our history right now. The American oil and gas industry wants to continue to produce here. We can't get the permits we need to drill. And this is a red herring that they continue to throw out there.
I mean, what the heck? The lease is worthless if you can't get a permit to develop it. But they won't. I don't know whether they're being stupid or just duplicitous, Mike Sommers. You know?
Well, I also think it would be incredibly environmentally irresponsible for us to, every time we get a lease, to immediately drill on that land. Oh, right. A lot of work has to occur before you actually produce a lease from the federal government.
Well,
seismic has to happen. We have to look into whether or not there's actually oil there. So the fact of the matter is we're producing on many, many leases all over the country. We need permits to continue to drill on these acres, both on federal lands and federal waters.
Permits are the clamp. Permits are the clamp. Okay, right. You can have as much, but they're the one. And if you open that clamp, then you can rock and roll. And their whole policy, Energy Department, Interior Department, White House, they don't want permits. And by the way, it's going to haunt them, these extremist environmental new rules they're developing. They won't get the highways and the bridges. They're not going to get anything they want. Anyway, Mike Sommers, API, keep fighting, buddy.
Great to be with you, Larry.
Great stuff. I appreciate it.